Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
Good morning or afternoon or good evening.
Yes, good day. Good day.
So this was Cindy's Magic Infused homemade yogurt recipe. This was a Patreon exclusive, and you get to see Cindy at action in her kitchen until it becomes Mike's kitchen, and then, back and forth and so on and so forth.
Well, we lost the mics, so we had to do the video and then talk over it. That really bothered me, but it's just frustrating. We have so many things going on with technology, but we talk about it and I go over it, and everything that I cook, I'm not the great cook Mike is, but when I do cook, I talk to my food, I infuse it, I charge it, and I show you guys how to do it.
And you even tune it.
I tune it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about intention in this world, and a lot of people are just discovering that. So we see 14 states sue Musk and Trump, calling billionaires' role unconstitutional. 14 states sued Elon Musk, his government Department of Government Efficiency, and President Trump on Thursday, arguing that the tech billionaires' sweeping efforts to cut government spending are unconstitutional. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are losing their lifeline in some ways to the fluffy life. There's been so much incredible, just outrageous, and really people should be maybe reacting a little more vocally about this. The level of just, gosh, it leaves me speechless. The corruption is just, it's beyond what most people believed possible, and again, when you look at that CONS piracy theory or theorists, show me where we have one that's been proven totally wrong, because it's not. This is the reality. In many cases, even what we've thought was the worst possible has been exceeded. So you do have these states, though, because again, this is absolutely, whether you want to view it as a good old boy and girl club or boy girl, and you could just keep adding whatever designation you want to after that. These are the states that are involved in lawsuits: Arizona, Michigan, California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Nevada, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington, in addition to New Mexico. They're all asking the court to bar the Department of Government Efficiency team from taking a wide range of actions. Yeah, it's just fascinating to watch this all kind of unravel. And let's listen to 47 here.
So I think Canada is going to be a very serious contender to be our 51st state.
Mr. President, ongoing with Canada, there was obviously a delay in implementing those tariffs.
I spoke to Governor Trudeau on numerous occasions, and
Governor Trudeau on numerous. What's he even doing? It's still being in charge, Trudeau. This is interesting to watch out. Of course, we do know that there's maps that go back to the 80s that talked about in various terms the North American Union. And I think we are just watching that come about. So it really shouldn't be surprising. We're going to a different state of affairs. And, some of our regulars were talking about how, again, with automation and with AI setting into become an everyday thing. I mean, we already have fast food locations that are just about completely run, if not totally run, automated, where there's really nobody that's working there in certain spots. And same thing with warehouses. And you see the way this is going. Everything is going to be automated to just an unbelievable degree. And back in the 80s, one of the first visions I ever had of these times was given to me, and I couldn't really understand it, but that's what I saw. I did see people walking around cities, and I saw basically eyes on them everywhere. I saw what looked to be drones. Now I know that they're just drones watching every move that everybody makes. And so there's going to be, just a whole new system implemented. And it will be also a monetary system. And there may be one rolled out and then another rolled out after that. And there, we still have a lot of change to go. And again, we're putting out the intention that there is peace instead of, again, the nonstop wars that have been going on. So can we have real change here? Well, you have Trump telling Xi and Putin, let's cut the military budget in half. And Russia should come back to the G7 and make it the G8 again. So, yeah, cutting the military budget in half all the way around, backing off of the WW3 that's been breathing down the back of our necks for years now. All that sounds fabulous, and yet at the same time we understand there's this big push for automation and revealing to the world AI, and it's really revealing to the world AI because this is nothing new. AI has been here all of our lives. Every single person that's alive on the planet, AI has been here the whole time. It's just most people don't realize that it has.
No, it's something that's just now people see it coming online, but it's always been there.
It's always been there. Yeah. So it's just a matter of revealing more. It's like pulling that curtain back, and in order to see the mighty Wizard of Oz, well, a little bit more, and a little bit more, and getting that picture. Meanwhile, we had so many issues with planes, and we have a plane carrying Secretary of State Rubio going to Europe, turned around because of mechanical issues. Ooh, another one, the Air Force plane carrying Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Senate Foreign Relations Committee Chairman Senator Jim Risch to Germany for the Munich Security Conference was forced to return to Washington late Thursday after developing a mechanical issue. Plane has turned around, returning to Joint Base Andrews. The Secretary intends to continue his travel to Germany and the Middle East on a separate aircraft. Well, yeah, hopefully it'll stay up in the air. And meanwhile, another accident? ? U.S. aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman. Ooh, I think I got a message about that one. Wasn't it the Harry S. Truman?
It was,
yeah, that's the one that I saw. Like, gosh, that was like 9 months ago or something. As they want to interfere with my line of thinking and turn this on automatically. It collided with a merchant ship near Port Said in Egypt. This is interesting. So a merchant ship crashing with the aircraft carrier Harry S. Truman. There was something about the Harry S. Truman. I know I wrote it down in my little notebook. And I also mentioned it in a couple of videos. I want to say 9 months to a year ago. That really stuck out in my mind. Meanwhile, Chernobyl was hit by some UAVs, some drones, and of course, fingers on either side is pointing at the other side, as to be expected. Of course, when you have things like peace being talked of, what does that mean to some people? Well, to some people, prospects of peace is the prospects of decreased revenue. And they won't like that because there are those in this world that value revenue over lives and suffering. More visuals here of severe tropical cyclone Zelia making landfall. This is in Western Australia. Yeah, and the beat goes on when it comes to floods and all sorts of wild weather, as the world is waking up to the fact that geoengineering is a reality, and it's just how big of a reality is it? How big? We saw really severe floods over there. Meanwhile, we have a 4.3 quake in Naval, California over here, and I was looking at this and saying to Cindy, wait a minute, what did they do? This doesn't look right. They did some sort of update at the USGS. And what sticks out? Oh, they renamed it the Gulf of America. And they did change the shading as well. Gulf of America. Another overlay that's cool is population density. So where you see the black fungus, and that's what Cindy was calling it, the black fungus, that's where there's more people. So, again, we've looked to isolate ourselves as best we can. And yes, we did move away from New Mexico, where we had, I believe it was either one person per square mile or two, something like that. We were in the Rama area of New Mexico, and I did find it so peaceful. It was definitely the best spot I've experienced for meditation. I did find it better even than the desert in Nevada, just because too many reptilians over there in Nevada.
There's quite a few.
Yeah, and I don't jest with that. I am solely serious. But yes, where you see all this, these are obviously the higher population density areas, just for your info. And coincidentally here, Albuquerque, New Mexico, I'm not sure what's going on in Albuquerque. Were they blowing something up under the ground, doing some sort of underground test? Because the heliplot is just blacked out. That's interesting over in Albuquerque. There is no earthquake activity over there to speak of. So curious, very curious to say the least. Meanwhile, increased seismic activity and ground inflation, Mount Spur, Alaska. Something seems to be brewing over here. I think there's going to be a lot more volcanic activity. And Mount Luotobi, Laki's eruption, triggers highest alert level in Indonesia. Yeah, Indonesia is very, very active when it comes to volcanoes and also quakes on the Ring of Fire over there. Thousands of dead fish wash ashore around Fort Myers Beach as red tide alert is issued. Just another year here with more toxicity going in. The red tide is something that occurs, unfortunately, pretty regularly. And we still have a lot of corporate runoff, too, causing other issues with algae blooms in Florida. Thinking back to 1959, a genuinely happy-looking family. They look clear. These people, anyway, look clear. Meaning they don't look stupefied, dumbed down. It seems like their synapses are firing okay. There was actually people that voted against removing the fluoride from the water supply in certain states. It just boggles the mind how ill-informed and uninformed people have been. And yet, at the same time, you have the power structure always putting these little wikis up, again, promoting disinformation. And that's just the reality because, so much of this has been proven to be disinformation. And you see, Michael is trending over there, Michael Robinson. Yeah, that's really the truth. Everything has been so distorted for so long, and people have been just kind of going about in a zombie apocalypse, and they don't realize they're the zombies. Well, it's time to wake up, rise and shine. This is a temporary experience we're having. Humans on Earth at the end of a Kali Yuga, the beginning of a Bronze Age. It's time to get out and dance and move that vehicle. You don't have that vehicle forever. It's going to return to the Earth. That's just the way things are supposed to be. So, get out and exercise. And it's time to chase the predators out of town because, they've been manipulating us for all of our lives. It's time to show them who's boss, don't you think? Meanwhile, you have this here. Oh, this is known as a subsun or sun candle, this flame-shaped atmospheric phenomenon. Hello. Nope. Actually, that's a being. And you yourself, your higher self, may appear as something like this in the higher densities. Yes, we've been visited all the time, as it seems to be very foggy at the moment. Hopefully that's, just simply coming off the lake. But, again, we've never been alone. You couldn't be alone. Life abounds in this multiverse. Yes, it is a multiverse. Our entire universe is just a single cell. And, we're always being watched, and most of the beings that are watching us are not malevolent. It's just the ones, really, that have been controlling the planet here. that don't have the highest aspirations for humanity. They just want to keep humanity where they can, utilize it as a resource. So, again, when you're going to see more beings like this, you yourself, if you haven't seen a being like this at this point in your life, chances are good that you will see something like this. Because, this is the time truly of miracles and wonders, and we are heading into a Bronze Age. The Bronze Age is just, wow, it's loaded with things that are going to be exciting, and hang on tight.
I know, and I just love when science gives something a name like ball lightning, and just trying to explain this happens. These are beings.
Absolutely. And by the way, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
As always, guys, thanks for your support over on Patreon. We couldn't do it without you guys. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.